Hello there, Vanagon Addicts. It's Ken Wilford here at Vanagon. I'm trying to do some streaming this morning before we get ready to take off on a trip. So I didn't know if this is actually going to work or not, but we'll give it a try. I'm using some new software we haven't used before. So if you have any problems, let me know. Okay, so everything's been going really well here. New website is doing great. We have our testimonial feature supposed to be starting this weekend. So if you get an email that's weird and worded oddly, that's from us, and it's asking you to give a testimonial, and then you'll actually get some points, which we talked about last time. You can redeem them for some parts and purchases in the future. We would love to hear from you guys. Also, if you want to give us maybe like a little story thing about a part you bought and it helped you on a trip, or how you called us and we helped you, or something like that. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we're looking for on the testimonials. And so have a nice picture of your van ready, attach that to it, so we can basically feature you. You'll be featured on our front page of our website for all the Vanagon universe to look at. I mean, we get people coming on the site every single day from all around the world. So just letting you know that is a thing that is happening. And so if you want to get involved in it, please send us your testimonies. I'm going to try to some of the ones we already got from the RivetWorks site, since that is no longer going to be able to be used. We're going to try to transfer some of those, so we'll see what happens that way. Alright, so I got a few little items I wanted to talk about before, and I'm not going to have a really long stream today. I can't even see the people, if there's any people on or anything like that, so I apologize if you're trying to talk to me and I can't see you. I apologize for that. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to look at my phone real quick and see if I can see anything here. Let's see, do this. Okay. Yeah, it looks like 2 people are watching. Let me get on here. See anything here? Okay, yeah. I see myself. Alright, let me see if you guys are putting any comments in here. Let's see. Alright. Hey, I see Steve here. Good to see you, buddy. And good to see Minsk Made. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing our stream now, except I have to take off in about an hour to head up to North Jersey and pick up my son from camp. So that's why we're doing it now. I apologize. You guys, it's like super off on the timing, so I apologize for that. Alright, so let me talk about a couple items here we have you guys might be interested in. If you have a 1.9 Vanagon, I actually got quite a few of these pipes in right now. I'm going to probably discount them on the website. They are this crossover pipe that goes over to your thermostat housing. These are made out of stainless steel, and it's the one that has this O-ring on the end. And they can be, I mean, usually they're very rusty, look horrible, and that kind of thing. And so these brand new ones are stainless. They should last forever, hopefully. And the price I got them for the last couple times have been very inexpensive, so I'm going to try to pass that on. I think right now it's on the site for over $100 for this pipe, which actually is well worth it for the quality level of it. But I'm going to discount it so that we can get some out. I think I have 6 right now, so I actually kind of bought a few extra than I should have, I guess. I don't know. Whenever I don't have them, I get like tons of requests for them. When I do have them, yeah, they sit here. That's just the way it works. I also bought some of these a little while ago. This is a fiberglass panel that goes right behind the sliding door on a van that's like, say, a 90, 91. Some of the early Wolfsburg edition ones also had this panel. This is a brand new Volkswagen made one. I think it's like a new old stock. And I have 2 at the moment. They're on the website. I think they're around $110 each, which sounds like a lot, but as you know, a lot of times this hole down here is broken, cracked, ripped out. So why not start over? These come just like this. They're white. They haven't been painted, so you'd have to paint them, to match your other stuff. But I have 2. I had 2 of the little small ones before the sliding door, before you guys ask about that. And they sold really fast. I even had a couple show up here out of the blue from Canada and bought the last one about a week after I put it on a video that we had them. So I don't know if he just drove all the way down from Canada for that or what, but he got one. So the little ones that go in front of the sliding door, I think they're gone. You know, I got two. Then they just, that's it. I've checked back. I don't see any more in the pipeline at the moment. Some of this stuff, it's new old stock, so once it's gone, it's all over. So, you know, you got to jump on it. That's why I do the videos. Another part that I'm not sure if it's on the site yet, or if it is, I'm going to like drastically lower the price on it. We got some of these lower thermostat housings. Okay, now these were specifically originally made for the Synchro. Okay, I'm trying to hold it. The thing's weird. And these are originally made for the Synchro. I think it's just because like on the 2.1, the real one is the other one. The two-wheel drive version is plastic, and they wanted something like a little more beefy, robust for the off-road thing. So they also made this aluminum ones for the Synchro. You can actually interchange them. Okay, the only real difference is you're also going to have to change the sensors for your temp 2 and your gauge. Okay, so if you do this, I'll probably put it together as a kit. If you want to retrofit it onto a two-wheel drive van, you can easily do that. Now you've got this aluminum housing. I mean, it's very nicely made. The other thing is, it's cheap. Okay, it's actually cheaper than the plastic ones. Okay, riddle me that, Batman. I have no idea why that is, but hey, why not take advantage of it? So these are made by JP Group. I've got a few of them on the shelf, and we're going to be putting them on the store, and hopefully you guys can get in on that. Maybe if you're doing like some head gasket replacement or something like that, you can pop one of these aluminum thermostat housings on, and it'll help you, you know, last a little bit longer. Yeah, I have brand new ones. These housings are brand new, and they've recently made. So hopefully, the other thing I got this week, which may or may not continue, I don't know. I got a diesel flywheel for a Vanagon that was brand new. And I also got a diesel oil pan for a Vanagon that was also brand new. This same company, JP Group, made both of those products. As far as I know, they will continue to be making more of them. I'm going to try to put them on the site when I get a chance. At the time, one customer wanted both those items. My supplier had one of each, and I got both of them, and they're gone. So I don't have any like stocked here, but it's something to take a look at. If you have a diesel Vanagon, or if you want to do a conversion, or you have a conversion, might be nice to pick those items up while you can. Okay, so I was looking at, you know, always read the internet, of course, and I get all kinds of cool things about Vanagons and stuff in my inbox and all the time. One of the things I happened to notice this week is a website. I'm going to see if I can go there on my phone real quick. I think it's called Campers 2. Okay, if you get a chance to take a look at this website, let's see here, Camper 2. Here it is, Camp 2. Okay, so it's called Camp 2, and it's like camptoo.com. It's actually basically the Turo. Right here in the U.S. we have this thing called Turo. It used to be called Relay Rides. They changed the name to Turo because reasons. So Camp 2, it's a British website, and it allows you to rent people's camper vans. Okay, now a lot of them are Volkswagen. Some of them are other stuff and things. Okay, they have quite a few on there. The biggest thing about this, though, is a lot of these vans are, you can tell they're owned by enthusiasts, and they're renting them out for the night. Here is the website. It's going to be reversed. Oh no, it's actually not reversed. That's weird. But you can see Camp 2 at the top. And you can see, you know, they have like stuff about the van and that kind of stuff. But the weird part to me is this is enthusiasts, okay, who are renting these things out. And what do you guys think about this idea? I mean, I was just talking to Another business this week, it's actually in the U.S. called Vanagon. You guys may have heard of that. I think they're in Wisconsin. And they had just started out a couple years ago. They're renting out Westies. There is, places up in the western corner like Washington State, Oregon area where they're also renting out Westies. And, I talked to them about this. See, I don't know if I've talked about this before or not, but, hey, Costas, how you doing? I don't know if I talked about this before or not. About 10 years ago, my sister's husband decided he wanted to get in on the Vanagon world. So he bought a Vanagon rental business, Northeast Camper Rentals, and I think they had about 5 Westies, and I basically became the person that did the mechanical stuff and kind of kept the fleet going. The guy that we bought it from was a great guy. He had been doing a lot of maintenance. He had a lot of spare parts. He basically had spares for every single part, spare engines, spare transmissions, spare refrigerators, spare everything. And he had, in the winter months, of course, you would only be really renting them like for 4 or 5 months in the summer. The rest of the year, he was renting a garage. He had lifts in there. He was doing all kinds of maintenance and things in the winter. So when we got these cars, they were in nice condition. Okay, but I will tell you that renting Westphalias that are very nice condition, to me, is extremely stressful. Okay, I will tell you some of the reasons. We had quite a few older ladies that wanted to rent. And we're here in the Northeast, we're in New Jersey. We are actually kind of in between everything. And so a lot of the ladies wanted to go to Prince Edward Island in Canada. Okay. That is a very long trip from here. That's probably, 20 hours, maybe, drive from here. The other extreme, they wanted to go to Florida. Okay, they wanted to go to Florida. So these were the two extremes we had. Of course, once you knew that Florida, of course, a 20-hour drive down there too. So we were well positioned here to be in this area, but we made a lot of mistakes. Of course, when you start a new business, you make mistakes. One of our big mistakes was not limiting like the distance that they could go, because when you allow them to go to Prince Edward Island, okay, it sounds like an awesome trip. I would love to go up there. But you run into what happens. I get a call Saturday night. The calls were always on Saturday night, Sunday night, 10 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. You're just getting ready to go to bed, and people are, people are calling you on the phone or texting you or whatever. I have broken down. Okay, I have, whatever. The cars were in great condition. Okay, you cannot maintenance against dumbness. Okay, you just can't. I would love to say, do all this maintenance, and then when people do stupid stuff, the van will just, refuse to run because it's like it has a brain and it can think for itself. No. So one lady, she called me the first time. This lady had multiple calls. First time she was heading up to Maine, called me frantically. I'm at a park with my dogs, so it was a single lady with dogs. I'm not saying anything. I'm telling you what happened. So she calls me on the phone. I'm at the park with my dogs, and I lost my keys. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, I'm near a pond, and I think they fell in. And she's up in Maine, and I'm here in New Jersey. I'm like, well, all I can say is keep looking around. If you can't find it, we'll have to get a locksmith or something to help you out. We didn't have like spare keys hidden on the van, which would be a smart plan. Okay. And so anyway, get a call back half an hour later. Oh, guess what? I found my keys. My dog was sitting on them. Okay. Okay. So that was the first thing. Okay. That was the first thing. The second thing is, so then I get another call. I'm broke down. What happened? Well, I'm driving along, and the air conditioning, like, the motor made a big screeching noise, and the air conditioning stopped working. So, but I had my dogs with me, and it was hot, so I just left the air conditioning on. And and eventually I made another loud noise and everything just stopped. So what had happened was an 86 Westie. Basically, it had a leak in the AC system. One of the hoses in the front just burst because of age. And, you know, it doesn't have the ability. The early ones didn't have the thing of shutting down the system if the pressure gets too low. This is a design flaw. So what happened was the system leaked all the way out. Then the compressor seized up. Okay. But it took a long time for the compressor to seize up. So when she had heard this, I think she told me this big steam thing came out the front first. Then she had to keep, and then the air conditioning stopped working. So a normal person would probably have turned it off. But instead, she decided, my dogs were hot in the back, so I have to keep it going. So she just kept it on for the fans, which I'm sitting there going, how much more air is actually happening versus just opening all the windows? Not much, but, you know, lady logic. So anyway, because she kept the AC going, it locked up the compressor, which threw the belt off, threw all the belts off. Then she kept driving, it overheated, and, you know, whatever. So she finally was forced to finally pull over. So that was one fun outing we had. Another outing, we had a van that had excellent clutch, excellent transmission, like one of the best shifting vans I've ever driven, ever. And I've driven like hundreds of them. This thing shifted so awesome. And this customer called me from, he wasn't even going that far. He went into Pennsylvania. He called me up. The clutch went out. I'm like, really? Yeah, the clutch went out. Yep. And I'm only limited on my vacation time, so I have to drive, I have to get back like tomorrow. So I'm leaving the van right here at this shop and bye. Okay. Sadly, that happened a couple times. We had 2 different customers that did that. They just, anything bad that happened, they would like freak out. They thought we were like Hertz Rent-A-Car or something, and they would just like abandon the vehicle. It was kind of nuts. So they had been at the shop. Basically what happened was that person rented a manual Vanagon and didn't know how to drive a manual. So they burnt the clutch out. And it was an awesome, like a relatively new clutch. Perfectly fine and dandy. But you can kill a brand new clutch in like just a few hundred miles if you're sitting there like riding it and you have no clue what you're doing. And this guy should have told us that. And we should have realized it. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, if you were ever going to do this, number one, I would completely discourage this idea. As far as you, as a person, you're going to rent out your van for the night. This Camp 2 site, I wish them all the best. Okay? But you as an enthusiast, renting out your van to another person who is not an enthusiast is a huge mistake. Now, I'll give you one more horror story. So, yeah, I've been cringing on people that burn out clutches. I hear you, man. I had one customer who has had Vanagons and bugs and everything for years and years and years, and he came in, we put a new clutch in for him, and like 3 months later, he's all mad. He's going, this clutch has went bad. I'm like, okay. So I brought it back, put another brand new one in for free, put it all together. But then I said, let's go for a drive together. And so we go to leave. He's like, this is the first time he's driving in my presence. And I'm telling you, this guy's had Beetles, buses, Vanagons for years. Doesn't know how to drive a clutch. Okay? Burnt out brand new clutch. Because when I got it apart, I'm looking at it, I'm like, this thing is wore out. And it's only like 6 months old. So I put in the other new one. Realized this guy doesn't know how to drive a clutch. I'm like, I'm not putting in any more new ones for him because he's doing it. And I think he burnt the second one out and got mad. He's never been back in like 15 years. So I've reached out to him a couple of times, see him here and there. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? And he just kind of acts weird, but whatever. Yeah, so don't assume people know how to use clutches, because it's, especially in our day, nowadays, right? How many people actually know how to drive a stick? Like, very few. Okay, just to be super honest with you. Okay, I hope Mr. Minsk isn't going to get fired either. That's not good. Yeah, the Vanagon people, I talked to them this week. They have converted all their vans to automatics to avoid this issue. So they're smart. They're being smart that way. They actually did something I totally didn't do when I started my business. They went around and did research. They visited other businesses like Peace Vans and other places like that. Talked to them about stuff. So this sounds like they're doing it the smart way instead of the my way, which is bang your head into the wall until you create a tunnel and then move through that. Okay, that's how I do stuff. This is kind of my own personal special way of getting stuff done. So I'll tell you one other crazy story that happened. Yeah, I mean I learned how to drive a stick in a Rabbit, or actually my parents bought an '85 Jetta, so I kind of learned in that, and then Rabbits, Golfs, all that good stuff. But I'm kind of like an 80s kid that way. Yeah, stick right now, if you have a manual transmission, it's probably, thieves would be like, pass. Next. I don't want to get pulled over because I can't drive a stick and I can't get away from the police. So, one other story, and I mean this story here, okay? So the older lady with the dogs, they're off my list as far as renting vans to them. Maybe other people have good, good with that type of renter. But the one, that's what I ran into is like they're kind of like the damsel in distress, and they expect everybody else to help them out. Like, oh, I'm having problems and issues. And, I understand that, but maybe they should get a buddy. Like I had these two older German ladies that came through here. They were smart. They traveled together as buddies. They were both in their 70s, and they traveled all over the world. And they've been doing it for 20 years, and they just traveled together. At least then you have somebody, that's you're not all alone, and you're not like the lone damsel in distress. And believe me, these two ladies, they were not damsels in distress. They could get stuff done. Okay, they've been traveling the world for 20 years. Pff, they've seen some stuff. So anyway, all right, let me tell you this last story here. We had this couple show up, okay? This was 10 years ago, so at the time, not exactly the norm. Today, probably be super normal. They had all kinds of tattoos and piercings and all this stuff. They were going to a music concert, a music festival, okay? So again, this is something that a normal Vanagon or bus person who, or somebody who's looking to rent that, they would love to go to something like that in a Volkswagen van because, of the whole mystique around it and that kind of thing. So there was no bad vibes on these people at all. We showed them around the van. We showed them how to use stuff and things. They were going to this festival, and it was only going to be for a weekend. So it wasn't, and it was in Pennsylvania. It wasn't far away. I mean, none of the warning bells were going off. So they leave. They bring the van back. Wow, so much damage. Okay, one weekend. What did they do? They had a fight inside. They broke stuff. Okay, broke different fixtures and things inside in their fight. Actually, the first thing that happened, the guy would go to these festivals and sell homemade knives that he made. Okay, and how he would transport his knives, so, whatever, that's fine, I guess. But how he would transport these knives, he would put them in milk crates. Okay, so milk crates, of course, have all these little holes all in it. He would just, I guess, throw these knives in this milk crate. Well, he took this milk crate and he threw it onto the back seat as they were packing. When he did that, the knives all went shunk into the back seat, and now I have 20 holes in the back seat, in the back and in the bottom. Okay, so shredded the back seat. Okay, then, okay, they had a fight. They wrecked things inside. The guy left. This is how bad the fight was, apparently. And so the lady goes to drive, and she hits the back bumper of the van onto their car and damages both cars. And rips the back bumper off. It was like one of those fiberglass bumpers. Rips that off, damages that, all kinds of stuff. So, we did have a deposit they had on the van and that kind of stuff. They wound up, paying for it. But, the problem is that the van is down. for all that time, and you're supposed to be renting it. Like, you know, the summertime, we had all these things were all booked. They were booked out. Okay, and you know, when I talk to these rental companies and they're like, yeah, we're booked out, we're booked out. Yeah, I understand. Okay, it's not the problem of being booked out. The problem is booking the correct people who are going to respect the car, not destroy it, not ruin it, not, you know, all the lights are flashing or smoke's coming out and they just keep driving it because whatever. Okay, that's not what you want. You want people that's going to do it. And it's really hard to, like I say, vet people that way. I mean, in our day, people will be like, you're discriminating. Well, I'm trying to, you know, not lose my vans that I like and I have restored or made nice. And I'm trying to not lose a ton of money because they're down all summer. You know, I mean, it's got to the point now where car rental companies, they not only charge you or charge your insurance company for the damage, they charge you for the loss of the use too. So, you know, there's more to it than just the damage side. But anyway, so it's good to see Billy Shepard on here with us. Welcome out, buddy. I know we're early. Like I said, I had to take my son, pick my son up from camp up in a place called Montague, New Jersey, which it's on a place called Tri-State Bible Camp. On the campus, there is a monument that's where you can stand and be in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania all at the same time. Okay, so if you ever want to go see that, excuse me, go up to Tri-State Bible Camp and tell the person that runs it, Mr. Jenkins, that you want to check that out. Tell him Ken Wilford sent you up there, and you know, maybe he'll let you do that. I went to the Four Corners. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Four Corners. What a ripoff that is! I'll tell you what a ripoff that is. You know, I feel sorry for the way we've treated the Native Americans in this country. My wife is partially Native American, so, you know, I mean, probably like an eighth at this point. But, you know, so I feel bad that way. But I will tell you what, they're getting us back. Four Corners, if you ever get to go there, there's not much to it. And I think you pay like $30 or something to go there. And all it is like a cement thing with a thing in the middle. And a bunch of shops where they try to sell you tourist baloney. Like, it's a total tourist trap, and there's really nothing there. So if you have a choice of Four Corners or going to the Canyon de Chelly, which is right nearby, boom, Canyon de Chelly wins, because there's actually something there that's awesome. Four Corners, meh. Okay, so that's my rant on Four Corners. Okay, so I guess, you know, that's kind of it today, unless you guys have a question about your van, anything going on that way. Somebody's trying to call me. Let me close that real quick. Whoops. Oh, no. So anyway, I picked up my mistake. So I guess that's kind of it for today for our Vanagon live stream. Again, you know, we're going to be sending out these testimonial emails and that kind of thing. So, you know, please, if you haven't already, please do something on there. That would be great. It would be very helpful to us. And, you know, hope you guys are having a great weekend. Get some time with your vans to, you know, get more miles per gallon and get to enjoy them. Please like, share, subscribe, and please continue to support us through your purchases. We definitely appreciate that. And as we continue on the summer, we'll keep trying to make new videos. We appreciate all our Patreons. We got Chris Snyder. We've got Eric Schneider. And we've got Peter Benici. So we thank you guys for your patronage. If you want to support us on Patreon, please go there and look up Vanagon, and you will see our Patreon page. So that's it for this week, guys. We will see you guys on the next video, and we thank you for being with us today.